flight boss, bitch. You know, for sure. Now check this out. You now listen to the Mind of an Terry Smooth. I am the Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. But I want to talk about this. How to see light. And you could test this. How to see the source of light, or what is light actually doing, or what is light. Now, light is a conscious wave. Now, within this wave is information. Now, if you want to go to scientific terms, pieces of this information you would say is particles. But it doesn't become a particle until you observe it. So for the most part, it is a wave. It is a conscious wave. A wave move in a fluid-like manner. So this is where you have to tie it to, I don't want to use the word water, but let's just say fluid-like, but let's just say substance. So we're dealing with a substance. But this substance right here is dealing with creation. So this is what I need you to understand. This light that you're receiving is not something you're putting out, right? This light that you're receiving, right, is creating images, creating imagination. That's what an image is, an imagination, right? A moving, a still imagination. That will be what an image is. A still imagination. An imagination that stands still at the moment. So for the most part, we know that the light that we're receiving, right, is we're not only receiving light. Don't look at it as light. You're receiving an imagination. You're receiving information. You're receiving a consciousness. And when you receive those informations, you process it with your own light, and then you construct and imagine over how you perceive that imagination. So this is where you start to build your consciousness. But I'm starting to get you to understand that what you see outside is something that's being created, and it's something that we're all agreeing on. We're agreeing on the terms and conditions of this creation. But if you want to know how to look at light and see where light going and see how light moves from a third dimensional perspective, but see how light moves from a fourth, fifth, and sixth dimensional aspect, and then start to realize why you receive light late and things of that nature, I'm going to break that down. Now, here's the thing, right? When you receive light, right? Now, what did I just tell you? You're receiving information. You're receiving an imagination. You're receiving a dream. You're receiving a consciousness, a form of information, right? So now when you receive it, what did I just tell you? That light goes in and you construct it with your inner light, and you construct your own perception about that imagination that you just received, right? So how do you construct your own imagination? How do you construct your own light? Now your light is a mini light within the light that we are within, or ocean of water, body of water, or whatever you want to call it. So it may be harder for you to see it in the aspect the way that you're seeing that. But for the most part, you know how to pinpoint it. How do you start to imagine? How do you start to get into your images, right? You think, you get into your mental concept, your mentality, and you start to construct imaginations, right? So how did you do that, right? You went within yourself, right? So we know going within is helping out this creation that we're receiving, because whatever we're receiving, we're taking it in. So y'all taking vitamin D from the sun, y'all taking all kind of shit from the information from the lights and shit like that out here. But for the most part, you take it in. So if we know your creative ability come from within you, then you know that your creative ability is what's helping this overall creation. So keep that in mind, right? So when you receive a light, the first thing I need you to do is close your eyes. So say you look at the sun real quick, right? And you get all that glare. Close your eyes. Say you got a flashlight in front of you, right? Close your eyes. What's going to happen is you actually receive the wave, but once you close your eyes and start to imagine, what's happening is you start to see the particles out of the waves, right? Because you start trying to pay attention to the actual wave. So you're just going to see the pieces of it. And the piece of it you're going to see is the piece that you resonate with. The one that you align with in order for you to perceive it, right? Otherwise, you ain't going to receive some shit that ain't truly you can resonate with. You know what I'm saying? It's going to pass through you because it ain't nothing to connect on, because it ain't nothing that share the same kind of energy. So when you receive that light wave, right? Close your eyes, right? What's going to happen, and don't get scared when this happens, because once you start to put your brain on this, it can kind of lead into like, hold on, what the fuck? But look, this is what's going to happen. Say you look at the sun for a second, or you look at the moon for a long time, or you look into a flashlight, or you look into a fluorescent light. Close your eyes. what's going to happen is you're going to see an image. Now, when you talk about a flashlight or fluorescent light or shit like that, these are fake lights. But reason why I say you can practice with these lights, because when you close your eyes, you're going to start to see images play out. And these images is going to start doing certain things, right? And the image is going to be shaped as the actual source, the actual thing that's emitting the light. So when you look into a flashlight or fluorescent light and close your eyes, the image you see is not going to be the actual light bulb or the actual flashlight. The image you're going to see is where the light is being emitted from. That's another thing you need to understand. See, you got to close your eyes to see that point, though. You know, if you open your eyes, you're only going to see the glare of what hit your eyes, the shape and form of how the light got hit, how you perceived it and how it hit you. So when your eyes is open and you like blinking and shit, yeah, you're going to see the flashlight or the fluorescent light. If you just look into them real quick and then close your eyes, you're going to see where the light came from. So you may even see the battery wiring on and see that floating around. That's what you're going to see floating around. Same way with the fluorescent light. But it's good to do this with the planets and the stars and the sun, right? So when you close your eyes, you're going to start to see images, right? Now these images is going to have a certain shape. So now you done took a particle out of the wave. Now pay attention to that particle. That is a spirit in that shape and form, living that experience at the moment. Now, it's going to be doing certain characteristics. It's going to be moving. Pay attention if it's moving up. Pay attention if it's moving down. Pay attention if it's moving to the left or right. Pay attention how static is it moving. Is it moving staticky? Is it moving fast? Is it moving fluidly? And pay attention to the direction. You can go to my video about understanding the spiritual nature of direction and understand that direction is not actually where you're looking at as far as locational wise, but it's actually an energy signature. You can go to my past videos and understand how to move in the yin realm. You know, if you want to move forward in your dreams or move forward in the yin realm, you have to feel like you are accomplishing, feel like you overcame an obstacle. If you want to move up, you got to feel optimistic, and that's how you move up and fly in your dreams. If you want to move down in your dreams, you feel down about something or feel negative or feel opposed. Once you start to understand how to orchestrate your feelings, you'll know how to move in the yin realm, and that slowly but surely you'll see you moving better in the physical realm, in the yang realm, right? In the external energy realm. But for the most part, like I said, when you close your eyes and see these motherfucking images, right? Start to pay attention to that image. And then the way the image is moving, it's like a representation of you, but it's also a representation of itself, showing you the actual energy of what's actually going on at the moment. So if it's moving up in a smooth way and you just see it gliding up, 9 times out of 10 it's going around. So it's nothing is never going up out of your, everything is in a rotation. So that's what you need to keep in mind. So if it's going up smoothly, the image, it'll come back around and you will see it coming from down again and going back up. But if the actual energy signature of it is going up, then that lets you know that you're receiving optimistic energy signatures when you looked into the sun at that time. You're receiving optimistic, and the spirits that was in it and the one that you connected to at the time was optimistic. So one of the subconscious feelings that you, and state of awarenesses that you was even in at the moment before you even went out there to do that was in an optimistic energy. So now, you see what I'm saying? It's letting you know where how you getting the energy and where it's coming from. And you can see it travel too and see where it's traveling and shit like that. Now also when you say it's moving down, you know what I'm saying? That lets you know it's kind of depressing and things of that nature. Or something's going to get ready to manifest in your life that bring you down real quick. Whether it's a person, place, or thing, or idea or concept. If it's moving to the right, statically, that's letting you know something righteous or something rightfully for you. May not be right for someone else, but rightfully for you is getting ready to manifest and things of that nature. If it's going to the left of you, that's letting you know that it's right for it, but it's left for you. So something left field is finna happen. Something unique and original finna create in your life, or something, or something's finna to be rebellious and opposing or changeable against your energy. So you need to keep that in mind also. And this is how you can kind of dictate where the energies is coming from and where they're going and what it's actually doing when it hits you. Because y'all all go outside and get hit by light rays, star rays. You could go outside right now. If you can see a goddamn star, you getting hit by a goddamn star ray, sun ray. So keep that in fucking mind. So if you go out and gaze on one of these things and then open your eyes for a few seconds and then motherfucking close your eyes and then start to see how that light wave, because it's a wave, is hitting you and see what the fuck it's doing, you're going to start to see parts out of it, particles out of it, right? Parts from it. And then the part that you resonate with is what you're going to see. and then see where it's going and what it's doing, what kind of shape it is, what color it is. Because you're going to get a color, you're going to get a shape, you're going to get a movement, a rotation, and that's going to tell you what kind of energy you in or what kind of energies you're catching. And remind you, everything is a shape and form if you can physically see it, or if it's a physical shape and representation, or even if you can't see it from a 4th, 5th, and 6th dimensional aspect, it is a shape and form. Thought forms. That's a form. So for the most part, every form has a spirit that can go into it like it's a body, like it's a vessel. So your thought forms that you create, you get other thought forms from other people. And once you start to construct, if you was resonating on that same frequency vibration, start to construct how that thought resonate with you, boom, that becomes your thought that you emit in the universe. And anybody else vibrating on your frequency can pick up that thought, right? Now, for the most part, that is physical. So when that thought do go into the universe, an unexperienced spirit can go into that in the 4th, 5th, and 6th dimensional realm to either want to experience the 3rd dimensional realm, or just want to experience that light body for the shape for the most part. So for the most part, if someone else vibrating on your frequency, they end up summoning that thought. And then a spirit could ride that body of light to travel to that person who's resonating with that same frequency vibration. So then they get possessed if that thought don't resonate with them, but they going along with it anyway and make it a part of their life. Now it could become a fluid in them, and the spirit could be born through them. But a spirit was just utilizing a vehicle at the moment. You see what I'm saying? That's what you have to understand. So to see this firsthand is doing what I just told you. You know what I'm saying? And when you receive the light, see what's actually being created before it gets created, so you can determine and have first dibs on that creation, and don't let that creation overwhelm you. Because 9 times out of 10, everybody is subconsciously creating their circumstances in their life, whether you want to choose to believe that or not. So for the most part, I'm just giving you a tool on how to kind of pinpoint before that shit get manifested. Because when we look at the creator or creation, let's break down the words. You got Cree, C-R-E, Cree. Cree is a bacteria, a form of high resistance bacteria. So when you hear like the Avengers and you hear like the Kree and shit like that, that's what they supposed to represent. So a Kree is like a high resistant form of bacteria, aka it'll be like ammonia, the bacteria that's in ammonia and shit, some shit that kills shit, right? But then you got Kree A, then you got A. The letter A, capital letter A, is a star. That's what y'all need to know. It is the drawing of a star. It's a star alignment. So for the most part, A represents a point like a dot almost, a point of reference for the first time. Always, that's what A gonna represent. So A will always be at the beginning of all the alphabets, and A and A and anything correlated to that is always going to be correlated to first in any language. Now that's A. So and then you got Tor, T-O-R, Tor. That's like a high mountaintop, a high place, high places. I got a song called High Places. I should have called it Tor. You know what I'm saying? So when people go on tour, it's because they put themselves in a position in their life in a high position. So now they have abilities to go on tour. But when we just look at the term tour itself, it's at a high place. So when you look at the term creator, this is a group of bacteria, high resistant bacteria, at a point of reference for the first time at a high place. You see what I'm saying? So this bacteria came from a high place, and when you point to them if you point to a reference at the first time, they get to work and they start to create what you pointing to at the first time for the first time, and then they create that shit. They come from a high mountaintop as the Kree to create whatever you're pointing to at the first time. So whatever you're looking at, you actually creating that. But since it's a group of us as a collective, we're creating a collective conscious to agree on, so we all could walk on the same kind of manners, and things don't get too chaotic to the point that when everybody is living too much in their own world, we can't coexist. So we will all die. So it's like a secret system that's going on that we gonna tap into. You know what I'm saying? Me and motherfucking Bro Sanchez. Shout out to Bro Sanchez. We finna fuck y'all up. I don't wanna release too much shit, but we finna fuck y'all motherfuckers up. Shout out to Bro Sanchez. And for the most part, yeah, just letting y'all motherfuckers know, get ready. And for the most part, you know what I'm saying? There's a secret system, a secret vibratory frequency that's going on that people not tapping into, and I think that we need to start presenting this shit to the world and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Flight boss, bitch, goddamn air, ee-hee.